episode 7 of Defenders of Berk. Worst in show. Basic summary. They have a dragon training competition to see who's the best dragon trainer, and
Hiccup tries to make them realize it's not a competition, but
no one listens to him.
It's really fish legs, and it's not about having a measuring contest.
Yeah, and not...
There was a lot of testosterone in this episode.
Yeah, this is basically Thawfest 2.0.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
That's it. And that's not fish legs. Fish legs doesn't really do that. And this episode,
eventually, Snotlat would get under your skin and cause something like that. But
yeah, but the only time we really see fish legs threaten Snotlat was when the eggs and...
Yeah, but it kind of fits because they're, what, 15? So they've got teenage angst to deal with, so they're soon to become adults, so this is how they find themselves, by fighting each other.
But this is not one of my favorite episodes. It's not a bad episode. Not at all. It's a good episode. It's decent. It's sort of typical of what you see from this series, but like first season you introduce a concept and then it comes into play during the climax, but overall... Sorry, something just popped up on the screen.
That'll be my virus scanner. It's starting a virus scan.
Okay.
But we're still rolling, so
okay.
It can continue in the background.
But overall, it's decent. So I think going off of the whole second season, this is actually on the bottom for me.
It was very much a filler episode.
Yeah. Didn't really provide anything new, even though we got to see Alvin.
Yeah.
But
I find their love of competition very infuriating, but as someone who's like Hiccup and does not like competition at all, and I mean, it's really annoying how they don't listen to him.
Even though he is technically the future chief.
Yeah, and he is the official head dragon trainer. They don't call him the Dragon Conqueror because he's
too humble.
But still, they don't call him that for nothing. I mean, but yet nobody takes him seriously or listens to him, except for maybe his dad every now and then.
And sometimes Astrid.
But her spirit of competition kind of gets in the way too.
Yeah. First movie.
I mean, I understand that it was Viking life to be overly manly, and Astrid's just fighting to keep up as a woman. But seriously, why do they continue to doubt Hiccup? He's already proved to be, and I mean, if you want to get technical, he would have been executed for his progressive ideas. But
I think he might actually have some protection as the only son of the chief.
Yeah, that kind of helps, but
although technically, if he died, since Snotlout is his cousin, that means if Hiccup died, then Snotlout would become chief.
Ew.
So you can either have progressive ideas or Snotlout.
Ew.
Yeah.
Thawfest would become every day of the year.
I'd rather stick with Hiccup as chief.
Yeah.
Because
Hiccup's a very progressive individual.
Yes. Although
the village would benefit greatly from him being chief.
I actually hope they do make a series between the second and third movie. That'd be good to see.
Yeah.
See how he handles chiefing, like his dad, and see what problems he had to deal with, because even within this first and second season, they dealt with a lot before the second movie.
Yeah.
And in Race to the Edge, they deal with a lot more. You're going to really like that series. But I can't really say too much about Worst in Show, because there's not much. Although, I will give some kudos to the writers of this episode for including terrible terrors. Because we rarely ever see them in this.
And if we do, it's because Snotmouth screams at them because they randomly appear.
Yeah, but
or because they're causing terror.
Well,
terribly.
Yes, and they didn't know that terrible terrors were actually based off of Toothless's design in the book.
Mm-hmm. I figured as much by how cute they are.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like little babies, and I'm surprised nobody walks around holding one.
They would make great pets.
They would. They would be the perfect pet because...
They're cat-sized.
Yeah, they're cat-sized. You could cuddle with them and play with them, and it'd be a whole lot easier to manage than a large dragon in your house.
Sorry, Toothless.
I mean, Toothless fits better in a house than Hookfang. I don't know how Snotlout gets Hookfang in his house.
He was in his house before.
Yeah, but it's just like he could not logically fit through that door easily. Yeah. Those horns are the issue. He can fold his wings all he wants. His horns would get stuck on a doorway.
Yes, Astrid and Stormfly has a little, like, sort of dragon house thing.
Yeah, she's got a little,
shed doghouse thing for her dragon. The twins, we don't really...
It's sort of like a stable. It's a single stable.
We don't see anything for the twins.
Yeah, the twins, I don't know what they do with their dragon. It's quite clear they don't let it in their house.
Well, we haven't seen anything.
Well, we've been in their house once, and the dragon was not there.
But then again, the dragon was running around.
Yeah, they probably let it roam and cause trouble.
We know Meatlug goes in the house.
Yeah.
But...
Don't know how she fits, but yeah.
Well, the door is wide.
Fits through the door, so yeah.
But overall, decent episode. Not the best, but most certainly not the worst.
Nope.
Animation-wise, they used a lot of stock fire, I noticed.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't bad, per se, but I did notice it.
There was a lot of plot conveniences, too.
Mm-hmm.
Toothless blasting the hole, missing several times.
First movie,
that was very much a stormtrooper effect.
Even though Toothless is on the good side.
Yeah, and has the best aim out of any dragon.
Mm-hmm.
He missed, like, twice. And then he hit the hole, and then how the hole was covered up is not at all how that happens.
If you hit something with an explosive blast, like one of his plasma bolts,
it would fill in with dirt, not large sizable rocks.
And the rocks would blow away.
Yeah, and fall down in, but not pile up on top.
And even Stormfly was even shooting fire at when it was sealed shut with large rocks. And we saw in the first movie, Deadly Matter fire can melt through almost anything.
Yeah.
It melted through Hiccup's axe in the first movie.
Pole.
And a pole.
To one of the torch towers.
No, that was a Monstrous Nightmare.
Oh, well. There was a different pole that it melted through, but it melted through a pole.
But yeah, there's a lot of plot convenience and a few animation issues, but I can look past the animation. I can't look past the plot convenience.
Yeah, that's just sloppy. As a creative writing major, come on, people.
Yeah.
It's pathetic.
I mean, they're basically throwing away all continuity.
Yeah.
Just for the sake of this one chapter of the story, and
you gotta move it along.
Then again, kids show, you only got like what?
There are better ways to move the story along. And keep it realistic and not idiotic. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, this is the worst one of this season for me.
And who the heck makes chowder out of fish eggs?
I don't think that's what chowder is. I thought
chowder
was made out of
potatoes.
Corn. I thought it was made out of corn as well. Corn.
Well, corn
potatoes.
Chowder is a thing, but it's most chowders are potato based.
Okay. And then there's the whole fish eggs being made into chowder.
No.
I believe they were going after something like caviar, because caviar is fish eggs.
Yeah, but it's an expensive spread/dip. That's not how it works.
No, I mean, if they were saying turn your fish eggs into caviar, but then again, they wouldn't know about caviar.
Yeah, but they would just eat fish eggs. I mean, people have been eating fish eggs since they discovered fish eggs.
Well, discovered they were edible.
Yeah, which was they caught a pregnant fish and ate it and was like, hey, these little round things taste pretty good.
Then they see them laying them in a stream and say, oh.
What do you know?
So, yeah, plot convenience, metaphor issues.
Yeah.
Although I did like Alvin's.
Yeah.
When life gives you lemons, I complain about the lemons.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Tough Nut made a pun. I have a problem with that because he's too brain dead to be able to make a pun. It might have been a crappy pun, but no, you have to be of some form of intelligence to make a pun.
Although,
because you have to understand wordplay, and given the fact that everybody else has made a pun and he not get it, he shouldn't be able to suddenly make one.
Mm-hmm. And although I did enjoy the sexual humor in there.
Yeah.
There's 3 bouts.
The adult humor was pretty funny.
And a good way to make up for sort of a mediocre episode.
Yeah.
Give us something good out of it, aside from the using terrible terrors, which they've never done so far.
Yeah. That's about the best part of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Was the terrible terrors and being adorable.
Yeah, so I can't say anything more. Mediocre episode, not essentially bad, but not great. Can you add anything else?
No.
Okay, then I guess we'll get to the next one. But until then, we'll see you around, I guess. I can't say anything more about this episode.